You know what? I just realized this. Sorry about that. I just realized this. I do want to kind of show what I'm doing as far as this is concerned. That way, if you're wanting to kind of keep more or less an eye out on exactly what I'm doing, I guess I could show that. There's not going to be too much that changes in these instances, but there are a couple of things that I'm going to be doing. You and... I'm going to do Marianne. As far as goals go, so since this is a whole new group of people that we're going to be using, I do kind of want to share this at least. You having bow is fine, but I do also want you to have an axe capabilities to grow. You, well, there's a lot wrong with you, but we're going to have you do... I forget what I thought I saw for Golden Deer. Okay, he doesn't really get very fantastic on that. I'll do Faith. Raphael, you are going to be someone that is going to be much better with axe and heavy armor. Ignatz, bow and sword, that is fine. Lysithia, you are going to have no need for raising authority at this point. But I do want you to look at doing writing. That way we can turn you into a Valkyrie. Because that would just make this ridiculous. Marianne, I do want you to... Actually, that's not terrible. Sword and Faith. Eventually, sword would be something useful. Not currently. I do want you to get more of that, though. You, on the other hand, is going to be also a sword and heavy armor. She does have a budding talent in it. As you can see, I put some points already into that. She didn't get a perfect in that, unfortunately. But she will go to an E+ after this. Leonie, she's going to be someone that I'm going to give Lance and Flying to. She's basically going to be our Pegasus Knight. She's much better as that class than anything else, really. So I'm going to go for that and maybe some writing at some point so she could get to be a paladin, because that would be really good. Dorothea, we already kind of used her quite a bit in the previous. Reason and Faith, they're probably going to be the best ones for her right now. Petra, she's going to be much better with sword and bow. Yeah, sword and bow for right now. Yuri, you're pretty much in the same boat, but I'm going to I'm going to still do sword and bow. We'll do authority at some point with some of these people. Brawl and Faith, because obvious reasons. Constance, yeah, actually, I'm gonna let you... Actually, no, she's... If I remember correctly, she's actually really good with some... Yeah, she's one of the few people that actually gets rescue. So, if you want her faith to be up, that would be a good idea. Happy, she's gonna be better, honestly, if... I kinda just want to do this. Get her ready for that class, if at all possible. You, I'm going to have as Reason and Flying. And that's pretty much what I'm going to have, and this is going to pretty much stay that way for a while. There might be a few minor changes, but I'll update you guys as those changes come. But currently, that's all I've got. Alright, well, let's just begin all this lecturing.
Professor, may I ask you something?
Yeah? What's that? There's so much to do and never enough time to do it. Sleep is a nuisance, but my body forces me to slow down even though my mind doesn't want to. Do you have any tips to shaking a tired feelings away? How about some hot tea?
Gotcha.
Okay, so the other one was a better option. Okay, fine.
Sounds good to me. I'll do what I can.
Alright, well, that's the little short bit of it.
So bad.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a quick study. But still got room to grow.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. Yes.
Thanks.
Alright, there we go. There. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of thrown in there. I forgot that there was there's always a cutscene before the big day. I don't know why I forgot about it, but I did.
It seems the knights have our foes cornered. They are in Xanadu, the Red Canyon.
It's bandit time? That sounds like real night work. Let's get to it.
I'm itching to put my skills to the test as well. We have to win so Captain Gerald can see how much I've learned.
I thought Gerald wasn't coming with us. Either way, I'll give it everything I've got.
Even if I go, it's not like I'd be of any use. That's enough of that. If we don't work together and give it our all, we are doomed to fail. You can be pretty intense sometimes, Lysithia. But I agree. Let's do our best.
And just so you know, Claude's first thing was that. So you didn't really lose anything except him actually saying that one line. But anyway. Everyone's pretty eager.
If we fight half as well as we chatter, we'll be fine. Come on, Teach. Lead the way.
Certainly. So, I've gone through the month. I've done essentially what they required for you. So, in the meantime, I accidentally viewed that. I'll show this at... probably before this video goes up, I'll show what that conversation was. And there's several for Byleth that happened. So, it's kind of crazy how... when you unlock all these A conversations, you don't have to worry about it later. But the main one, like I had said earlier, was Rhea, because building up that conversation can be kind of difficult. I know you can do it in one run, it's just pretty difficult to do it if you don't spend a whole lot of time to do it. Anyway.
Ah! Claude, why didn't you say anything?
You were praying so fervently, I didn't want to interrupt.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I wasn't praying.
No? What then?
I was just thinking about the goddess.
Were you now? Fascinating. Please, go on.
Not here. Let's go somewhere else.
So, you were pondering the existence of the goddess, then?
Yes. All right, consider this. The archives here have all kinds of texts about the goddess, right? But when people tell stories of the goddess, it's only myths and legends that glorify her.
They probably hope to rake in more followers by glorifying the goddess as much as possible. That would be why the church tends to quietly shove all of their more questionable records under some secret rug somewhere.
Claude, don't put words in my mouth. That's not what I said. I was just wondering what the goddess looks like. That's the kind of thing I like to think about.
What the goddess looks like? Well, I suppose if she really exists, she probably looks a lot like us. In fact, she probably wouldn't be so different from that old woman working here in the dining hall.
What? Claude, please stop. The goddess I imagine is absolutely beautiful.
How rude of you, Ignatz. I'm sure that old woman was lovely back in her day.
Conversations with Claude are interesting, to say the least.
Ah, Lawrence. At it again.
Hello, Hilda. Are you training too? If that's the case, I may have to revise my opinion of you. Increased strength and skill would serve as perfect complements to your beauty and esteemed lineage.
No, I just left something here. I don't share your tireless work ethic. You're quite something. I don't think I've ever seen you take a break.
When the fate of all the Alliance rests on your shoulders, the rigors of training seem paltry by comparison. Besides, when my admirers see that even an individual of my talent possesses a diligent work ethic, it is sure to inspire them.
I see, but I was wondering... Never mind, you're clearly busy.
Oh, is there something you require? What do you need? There is nothing I cannot handle.
Well, the trouble is, I'm no good at fighting. I'm a fragile young lady, not a fearsome warrior.
Liar.
I wouldn't even want to join the academy, honestly. My brother made me.
Of course. For a delicate flower such as yourself, no doubt battle must present a terrible hardship.
It does. It truly does. So I was wondering if, in the next training session, you do my fighting for me? I mean, I can put on a tough, I'm actually fighting kind of air, but that's not quite enough on its own.
Please, leave all of the difficulty to me. I shall permit no harm to befall you.
Ah, I'm so happy. In that case, I'll focus on giving a convincingly soldierly performance. You know, Lawrence, you're a good guy. Not that I'd have expected anything less from a noble.
With each of your foes that I vanquish, I shall only become ever stronger. Yes, leave it all to me.
What a guy. And all I had to do was ask. Maybe I'll have a snack.
Yes, if you haven't realized it, Hilda uses people to no end, and she has no shame. Jeez. And the thing is, she's actually one of the better fighters in the game. Oh, me. Oh, me.
Right. Then this goes here.
Hello, Raphael. What exactly are you doing with that piece of wood?
Hey, Hilda. I'm just doing this.
With your bare hands. Impressive that just the outer ring is left. It makes quite a nice circle.
Yeah. I just gotta polish it up and paint it. Then the base of the necklace will be ready.
Sorry, did you say necklace?
How's it look? I bet it's the right size, too. And this tree bark smells amazing. Now I just need to carve these boar tusks to hang from it.
Boar tusks?
I almost forgot. I was gonna add these wolf claws, too. And I could even add some color to them.
And wolf claws?
Huh? Is something wrong, Hilda?
That necklace! It has a certain, rustic charm?
You're right. It really does. Want me to make you one while I'm at it?
Oh no, I wouldn't want to trouble you. Besides, I think it would look better on you than on me.
It would definitely look good on me. But this one's actually a birthday present for my little sis.
For your sister? Don't you think she might like something more feminine? Something cute?
Something cute? What's wrong with something tough and rugged? This necklace is gonna have tusks and claws and stuff.
Girls don't usually go for tusks and claws and stuff. There should be flowers or gems or... Here, I can talk you through it. If you're making a necklace for your sister, you might try putting a pretty little flower in a small crystal bottle and sealing it with resin.
If you say so. But where would I find a flower that was pretty enough?
Oh, honestly, I don't know much about flowers. But, now that I think about it, I remember hearing about a splendid flower that only blooms near Fodlan's throat.
Fodlan's Throat. That's on the eastern edge of the Alliance. I'd have to leave now if I'm gonna make it back in time.
Yeah, that does seem like a bit of a stretch. Okay, let me think. Where'd he go? Well, no matter.
She can be helpful, but she's also someone who will use it people without shame. So crazy.
Hey, Marianne, what you eating? Mind if I join you? I'm starving.
Huh? Oh,
All my favorite dishes are on the menu today. I might have grabbed too much. You want some?
no thanks.
All you've got on your plate are leaves. Are you sure that'll fill you up?
I'm done eating now. I have to go.
Huh? You're already done eating? But there's still food on your plate. Hey, Marianne! Huh. Maybe she's not feeling well. I should probably go check on her later.
Oh, is that so? I'm so happy you found all of that food. A little gray starling told me that you can find berries if you fly out toward the mountains.
Oh, I found Marianne. I didn't know she spent her time here. It sounds like she's talking to someone.
What's that? You want to try some nectar from the flowers in the greenhouse? That might be tricky. I guess you could try it if I'm already there. Otherwise, you might get locked in.
Hey, Marianne! Who are you talking to? Huh? Oh, the birdie flew off.
Yes, it looks like he has. What are you doing here, Raphael?
You were acting a little strange when we were eating earlier, so I wanted to check on you. I was worried.
That's sweet of you, but I'm fine.
Are you sure? Well, that's good to hear. As long as... Wait a minute! Were you just talking to a bird?
Excuse me?
I knew it! You can talk to birds! I'm right, aren't I?
Yes.
That's incredible! This place is full of interesting folks. But I didn't think anyone spoke birdie.
No, that's not it. This bird just happened to be speaking human.
Amazing! I hope I get to meet a bird who speaks human one day.
You kind of learn more as to how Marianne can actually talk to animals at some point. Actually, you know what? You know, let's do this. Am I gonna have to... Okay. Yeah, I'll just put it at the beginning of the video then. So... Also, Hilda got the level 5. I changed her to a fighter. Leonie's level 4. Petra's level 4. The three of them are level 4. Claude got the level 4. Lawrence and Raphael are 3. Lysithia's a 4. Marianne. They've gotten some levels. Of course, Byleth is the highest leveled because, of course. And we are going into this mission once again. Now, this one, again, it's very similar. It's pretty much the same thing, except there's a little bit difference in the sense that the characters that we've picked will have different dialogue because they're the ones fighting now. Familiar scenery.
So, we are taking children into battle, are we? I am not certain I will be able to sleep soundly after beholding something like that. I shall allow you to turn back the hands of time. But no, this power is not infinite.
Alright. Again, this is going to be the same mission we've had previously. The difference is the characters we're bringing with us. This is going to be... Oh yeah, we're outside, so she's going to have more defense and resistance. We're actually not going to bring Constance for this one. We'll bring Yuri, though. And... I'll actually bring Happy. I just like her as a character. So... Who else? How about you and Dorothea hang out? Right, so... Magic users can have a little bit extra room for movement there. That's pretty much gonna be it.
So this is the Red Canyon. Doesn't look red to me. Anyway, let's get things started, Teach. Looks like the thieves have been driven back. That's what we last heard, so no surprise there.
The Knights chased us all the way here?
Chief, let's get out of here. There's no way we can win against them.
Shut your dumb mouth! Where would we go at this point? You can't be a thief if you fear death!
I hear there's a back road to the west. How about we split up and attack from there and from the front? We may be able to corner the enemy by approaching from both sides. In any case, we need to cross the bridge first. I'll leave the details to you, Teach.
And of course, we do have that there. Thankfully, we got a guy with a chest key, so we don't have to worry about needing a thief yet.
Let's get to it.
Stay focused.
Ready and willing.
Who, me?
Hilda, you're gonna move up here. And I'm gonna have our friend here gain an iron axe and equip it.
Who, me?
Because one of the things we're gonna be looking at doing is
Yep.
making sure that
I will get the victory.
Leave it to
Claude can be a wyvern rider. And most people should be able to, like, master Noble and everything, or Commoner, and then get to level 5 by this point. And I did just make him a mercenary because... Byleth a mercenary, because there's really not a point to just continue to try something. That wasn't guaranteed at this... especially at the beginning. I'm gonna move to the side. Let's have Yuri come in and take care of that.
Out of my way.
Okay, so yeah, he doesn't have anything to say because he's used to it.
Flame Spirit, protect me. People and beasts are as one. Calm your heart, and do not be worried about this killing.
she gained Swarm.
You underestimated me. A precious opportunity to test my own strength. I won't make waste of your deaths.
Alright. Let's heal you.
Thanks for that.
Pretty much, this is going to be a pretty simple fight. As much as, like, all the first real fights in these games, they're not going to be crazy in the sense of making you have to deal with the insanity that some of these future maps will have. Get rid of you.
That's the golden deer for you.
Nice.
I expected as much. We were taken by surprise last time, but I guess this is what we can expect when battling thieves.
I'm sorry.
Alright. Well, that could be possibly in the future a problem, but hopefully not. We will see. Right, so let's look. I could use her to take him out. Yeah, let's do that. I've been using the gauntlets with her. While she's not the best with them.
Planning to just sit back and watch, but hey, I got one.
Again, with her laziness. Alright, so let's use miasma. Get rid of this fool.
No biggie.
I think there's only a few people that hadn't got a KO yet, so. This isn't intentional, but he's being a backup healer. I'll leave it to someone else. Yeah, there's a group of enemies heading up this way. Not a big one, but a group nonetheless. Let's do this. Get the experience from healing Claude, as well as this experience.
Is this power really mine?
Alright. That's good.
We stole this treasure. It's all ours. There's no way we're gonna give it up to some knights.
Sounds like a whiny brat.
I don't have time for failure.
Well, I don't think any of us do. Alright, so... we're gonna have Claude take care of that guy.
Sorry, but victory is mine.
Alright, D+.
Yeah, I've got this down.
And we've taken care of that. Yeah, I'm gonna want you to head up. Wait, and we'll have you kind of be on the side here. Petra's one of those characters that at some point you can pretty much send her in the front lines and she will just be able to take care of it. She is able to just destroy everything. So... well, she mastered Noble, which is good. We'll have him get those. Essentially, I'm gonna have Byleth get these extra weapons. Because if anything else, if we don't want to use them, we can just offer him to get the Renown and use that to help ourselves out. Leonie's actually being pretty good
Another one down.
in this. Usually, when I've used her, she hasn't been
trained for.
She hasn't been fantastic at times, but she's being pretty good this time. Alright, Claude, you have the key. Lysithia, you can head that way. See, that's a big difference, from 75 to 88%. But he has less chance of hitting. So, we'll do this.
You lost to me?
I know, it's something crazy.
I think. Yeah, I'm definitely tougher.
The biggest thing you do want to level up with her is axes and then her armor. Because we want to make her the armored knights. Because giving her Pavis... Well, is it Pavis or Aegis? I think it's Pavis. Yeah, it's Pavis. So, giving her that skill is going to make her ridiculous later. And also having her as that class, she's going to have a massive amount of defense that's going to make her a lot more difficult to deal with.
I think I've got the hang of it.
But, of course, with part of that problem is you have lower speed. But she's kind of like Amelia from Sacred Stones. If you give her enough speed from different classes, it makes that... Well, in this game, you can be different classes with her. Amelia just naturally had a lot of speed, and she's a really good knight. And then a good general. But that's just my opinion on that. She's a pretty good paladin and a great knight in that game, but...
Quite what I was after.
In this one... Hilda is one of the contenders I'm thinking about making the dancer. So I'm debating that currently. of whether or not I'm gonna make her that.
You inspire. I learn with my heart, not my head.
Alright. There ain't happy. Has now mastered Commoner.
All that work paid off.
It certainly did. Oh, and she doesn't have it equipped because she's got level, like a D rank with so much. Well, an E plus rank with so much. Oh, man. Alright. We gotta work on Yuri here. I want you to pick up a training bow. You're not gonna be able to use it right now, but eventually you will.
One more success.
Well, that's sad. No stat ups from that. Well, Ignatz needed that level up. He was a level 1.
It's hard to be happy about this.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I can't believe I made it this far.
But yeah, I'm giving her the gauntlets. That way she can have something with a lot more accuracy as she goes to attack. Because otherwise, it's a nightmare. Okay, I don't know how bad that's gonna be, but we'll try this out.
I've really made this my own.
Now.
Oh, you're just doing that. Oh, I don't have to worry about that then. Yeah, I don't have the ability to do that, but I do have the capabilities. Well, it probably would make more sense if I picked the right character to attack. Swarm would be a good one. It's that lowers speed. Okay, you're not quite there.
I guess it worked out. Please forgive me, Goddess, and save their souls.
Okay, we have now heard from everybody.
This is my favorite part.
I'm aiming high.
Yeah, Leonie's the type that's going to get a lot of dex and speed. That's why she's going to be a phenomenal... I guess it's not.
Thank you.
They're really good at that. And she's one of the few that can actually get a good amount of attack. If you remember from the
I'll never be satisfied.
Blue Lion playthrough, my biggest problem with Ingrid is that her attack was just so low. And so I didn't use her a whole lot because of that. I did level it up when I could, but it's kind of... You reach that point of, like, do I continue trying to make this one person just good so I can feel okay about using this character, or do I just put it to someone that's good and make them better? It's kind of that conundrum. Training gauntlets, alright.
Thanks.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
Let's have these two groups slowly converge, but honestly the two of them are going to be stuck back there for quite a while. I don't think they'll be there by the end of this. Alright.
I've grasped it. How lovely.
Learn Thorin. Alright. Leonie, can you... I mean, it's damage. I really just want to get some chip damage in there for the moment. Let's actually have you... do a good bit of damage there. She's actually almost got a C+ on her sword, which is crazy.
Who's next?
Well... You know, I don't care if those are training gauntlets, that still has to hurt. You're basically thrusting this wooden pole into someone's gut with like an iron like bracing around it. That really does have to hurt. Well, that's just plain rude. Ouch. Looks like Lawrence is actually almost level 5 himself, so good things all around. Oh, one more fight, and he's good. You're welcome.
Easy peasy.
Nice.
Could have been better, could have been worse.
True and true. I don't know. Honestly, out of all the DLC characters, she's honestly my favorite. So she's probably going to be one of those characters I'll use till the end of the game. Hands down.
I thank you.
She's a lot like Lysithea in the sense of she's incredibly useful as far as a magic user, and on top of that, her stats are... let's take a look at them. I mean, that's a lot more dex than... Actually, it's the same as hers. Oh. So it's their... Well, both their speeds are kind of meh. Looking at it. I know this is at the very beginning, so that is subject to change. There's a little bit of difference, but not a lot. There were a lot of times where I was finding she was doubling and Lysithea wasn't, so that's why I was thinking that.
Sending these brats instead of the knights means they've underestimated me. Big mistake.
Almost. Let's do it again. Have the swarm of bees. I'm assuming they're bees because I hear the buzzing.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Ooh, Banshee. That one is the one that, yep. Movement is suffered.
I should have never listened to that idiot. What a mistake.
And there we go. Yuri has now reached
Never
level
be
5.
satisfied.
Also mastered commoner.
Perfect. Those thieves ran out of luck when they entered this canyon. They never had a chance. Your leadership was amazing, Teach. Let's leave the rest of this work to the knights.
And there we go. Red Canyon Dominance, where Hilda was the MVP. The lady who did not want to be on the front lines of fighting. I made her be out in the front lines. There we go. Alright, let's continue on with this.
I wonder why it is that you recall this place. You must be weak of heart. Each time I speak, it scares you so.
You surprised me.
Although the battle's at an end, do not feel too at ease. Well, anyhow, I am quite fascinated by this place. As far as I can tell, this is your first time here.
Well, have you been here?
Here? I dare say it would be impossible to have forgotten such a place as this. I must admit I am unsure. Beyond the name and this strange feeling of familiarity, I can't seem to remember anything about this place. And yet, a great depth of emotions tied to that sense of familiarity. Like joy and sorrow, pain and love, and all things in between. If I was somehow here before, I wonder what took place.
Teach, what are you doing here? We should get back to the academy.
It is time to depart. But know that time reveals all things. One day I will remember that which I have lost. Oh, by the way, it seems you've earned my gratitude. The thieves who came here are no more.
Why are you grateful?
I am not sure myself, yet I am grateful all the same. In any case, you must become accustomed to my voice. If you fall down with shock each time I speak, that just won't do. Oh, you think you're standing strong? Of course you are. It was a jest.
But yes.
Hey, Teach. On the way back, you seemed transfixed by the canyon. Did something happen there?
Let's trust him.
It seemed familiar to you? Huh. Can't say the same. Maybe it's a memory from when you were a child, or from a past life. Anyway, if you can't remember, I guess there isn't really much more to be said. Although, I'll admit, there is something about that canyon that has me captivated as well. How did Xanadu come to be called the Red Canyon? Nothing there was actually red.
I forget if you actually find out or not.
So you have safely disposed of those bandits. I pray that their souls find salvation. But why did they target the students to begin with? We must further investigate the true cause of all that took place. Until we know more, I ask that you support the students and relieve them of any unnecessary worry. Good. I have high expectations for you. By the way, how was your time in Xanadu? Legend has it, in ancient times, a goddess alighted upon this world in that very canyon. For a goddess from the heavens, Xanadu could only have been a temporary haven. Long ago, the divine Seros received a revelation from the goddess, a gift to help guide the lost. The goddess is always watching over Fodlan from her kingdom above. However, in ancient times, the goddess graced this world with her presence and offered salvation to the people here. She is the mother of all life, the arbiter of every soul. I see. During your time here, I pray that you come to devote yourself to the teachings of Seros.
Lady Rhea, I am sorry to interrupt. There is something I must ask about in regard to those bandits.
As you wish. We shall continue our discussion when next we meet.
A goddess? I have no memory of her. But then, I have no memory at all. Oh, how bothersome. It is as though I know, and yet I don't. Perhaps Xanadu was my home back when the goddess walked the land. If so, what does that make me now? A ghost? No, that cannot be. I am most certainly alive. Of course, we also have the mystery of why I'm here with you. Is it somehow connected? Perhaps some past regret is stopping me from moving on, and now I'm forced to stay with you instead. No, that's not it. I can't believe in such a meaningless existence.
Alright. Yeah, that's the new chapter. Alright, that'll be it for this one, and in the next one we will start the next chapter, and we'll keep going with this. I'm gonna keep fine-tuning this to trying to find a good happy medium. Hopefully, before too long, we'll have a good rhythm on how we're gonna do all this. So I'm looking at maybe like 2 videos for each like chapter from this point on. I don't know exactly how that'll work. The only exception to that is going to be with new paralogs and everything when those start coming in. Of course, I'm going to share those because those are backstory for the different students. And again, ones we've seen previously, I won't bother with showing those. It's just going to be the new ones. That way you don't see the same thing over and over again. But regardless, thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Alright. What's the ones that... Okay. I'm going to be going through the different support conversations that we have with our friends here. We're going to be starting with the ones that I didn't get for Byleth. So, let's go ahead and start that.
Hey, Teach. I see you're as stony-faced as usual. I can't tell if you're feeling resigned or if you're just lost in thought. Or maybe you simply don't care about anything that's going on. Oh, sorry. I really didn't mean to be rude. I just find you fascinating. Actually, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Can you spare some time?
Sure.
That's just the sort of attitude I'd expect from a new teacher. Speaking of, before you came here, you were a mercenary, right? Always getting your hands dirty on the battlefield and whatnot? It's a bit unusual that you suddenly decided to become a teacher one day. In any case, I've been meaning to ask, did your father teach you how to fight?
Yeah, he did.
I figured. Your father used to lead the knights, didn't he? And I hear he was a legendary mercenary as well. It must have been hard on your mother when you followed in your father's footsteps and became a mercenary too.
Never knew her.
I see. I suppose you grew up moving from battlefield to battlefield with your father then. You know, for someone who's right around the same age as me, you certainly have an unusual amount of composure. I guess it's only natural that you'd be different from young nobles who grew up in the lap of luxury.
You don't seem like a noble either.
Well, even so, I am heir to House Regan, the leading family of the Alliance. But I didn't exactly grow up in luxury like most people of noble blood. Hey, maybe that's why you and I get along so well. Folks like us should stick together. As house leader, I'll do all I can to help you out. We can start by making time for more little chats like this.
Sure. Claude is one of those characters that I actually do like. Let's see. Lauren. Oh, yeah, Lauren's was this one.
Professor, I understand that you were looking to speak with me. Perhaps you would like some insight on how to write your next lecture? While I do have a great many ideas, it would be inappropriate to... Oh, am I mistaken? If that's the case, then what can I do for you?
It's about the female students.
The ladies have complained? To you? About me? Preposterous. There must be some mistake. I am the heir of the noble House Gloucester. It is bred in me to treat all people with respect. Rest assured, you will not find anyone more upstanding than yours truly. Perhaps the issue is that the splendor of my noble presence is driving the ladies to distraction. If that is the crime, I do confess. I hope I've not troubled the ladies' hearts unduly.
It's your advances that they seem to find troubling.
Outrageous! That's absurd! Who would dare to allege such slander?
A number of female students, actually.
Of all the... Well, I suppose I have offered several of them the honor of dining with me. It is impossible to tell if even the most well-bred young lady is a suitable companion for me, merely by the sight of her. So, in order for us to get to know each other properly, it is appropriate that we dine together. Thus far, they have all declined, oddly enough. For some reason, they seem to be exercising some form of restraint when speaking with me. I would never insist, of course. But I will admit I have, on occasion, after a day's pause, issued repeat invitations, in the fashion and style of a gentleman.
That is the problem.
What? Ridiculous! Dinner invitations from me a problem? The very idea. I am a perfect gentleman, the son of a noble line. I've a wit like a rapier, and it takes but a glance to see that I'm gorgeous. No, I cannot believe such a thing. Are you sure this isn't the result of some sort of scheme? It cannot be otherwise. Someone has clearly devised a conspiracy against me. Someone who envies my position, who seeks to soil my sterling reputation with foul rumors. How crude. Please, Professor, it is beneath you to fall victim to such petty and obscene tactics. I implore you to take greater care in the future. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a great deal of work to do. Farewell.
He's gonna be a problem. Yeah, Lawrence, if it wasn't obvious, that's why I have a problem with Lawrence. He is a fruitcake, to say the least. Oh my goodness. Really? Huh. Oh, I guess it's like, okay, you can pick the affiliation from that. Okay. Anyway, and we do have Lysithia's rank there. But we did get Balthus.
Ah, there you are. Can we talk? I need a favor, and you strike me as the charitable type.
So, if you actually select this, you get increased infinity with him.
Receptive, aren't you? I know I shouldn't ask, but I need some gold.
This is a bad month for that.
Hard times all around then.
Oh.
Well, it was worth a
There's
shot.
that too. Huh.
Guess that debt collector traveled all the way to Garrick Mach for nothing. If I were you, I'd feel bad about leaving the poor guy hanging like that, but it is what it is.
Wait a minute. How is it that that first option didn't give me the increased infinity, but this one did? I picked the exact same thing, and then the opposite was true. Is it really random? Oh. Okay. Whatever. You better work hard to pay him back.
No, it's a lose-lose. I owe the church, too. That means any work I do here, they take a cut. The only way to escape my financial burden is to get clear out of Fodlan.
Good luck out there.
Wow. Cold as ice. You know, I was just joking, yeah? We all have to decide where we belong and then fight for it. Can't let your wallet control your fate. If money was all I cared about, I never would have walked away from inheriting a baron's house.
You don't seem very noble.
I hear that a lot. Still, it's true. I was the head of a minor house in the east of the Alliance. I like to say I stepped aside for the good of the house. Has a nicer ring to it than saying I just wasn't cut out for the gig. Or that I lacked the right temperament. My distinguished little bro took my place. Fact is, he's a much better man for the job. Don't go feeling sorry for me now. I didn't mind one bit. Truth is, I'd have been miserable in that life. Having that title was nothing but fuss. Fuss is the worst. This way of life suits me much better. And you?
What about me?
You showing up at Garrick Mach was a coincidence wrapped in happenstance. Your pops was a renowned mercenary leader. It can be safely assumed you'll follow in his footsteps. But don't you ever feel like that life was decided for you?
I mean, you got a point.
I know. And I suggest you start choosing your fate instead of just letting it happen. Why keep breathing if your life isn't your own, yeah? Well, there's a decided lack of gold here, so I'll be off now. You think on what I said?
I chose the last option previously. It does change the conversation a little bit. Next person is Claude, and it's... Yeah, that's a thing. Because I've played Golden Deer House before on a separate save file.
Claude, are you aware of the most recent conflict within the Alliance?
Hello to you too, Lawrence. And you'll have to be more specific. The Alliance is always bickering over one thing or another.
Margrave Edmund is raising objections over the assignment of his troops to the eastern defenses.
If you please one noble, another will only gripe. No matter what happens, there will always be conflict.
That is just the kind of lackadaisical attitude that causes more conflict among us than necessary. Now, listen to me carefully. House Edmund may not hold much land, but the land they do control is quite rich. They also maintain a thriving port. Their influence is poised to rival even the most powerful players in the Alliance. Yet they claim they cannot spare a fair share of troops? Do you find it acceptable to let such an obviously unreasonable objection stand?
It's not as though the threat of Elmira to the east has proven all that threatening of late.
Such negligence! What makes you so certain the Almirans will not attack us tomorrow? If certain dukes hold back their proper share of support, it will only serve to weaken House Goneril's hold of our eastern flank.
Calm yourself. I am well aware that the financial situation of House Edmund is quite exceptional. However, what you fail to realize is that they're lacking in troops. They're not lying when they say they don't have that many to spare. As it were, the Almirans have been nothing but peaceful since we refortified Fodlan's Locket. And are you aware that Margrave Edmund paid the majority of the costs for those repairs?
Is that so?
In fact, it's largely thanks to the skilled craftsmen he assembled that the fortress is now so impregnable. I, for one, wouldn't want to attack a fortress as formidable as that.
I do see your point. If House Edmund has already made its fair contribution, then that is all we can ask. Very well. I withdraw my objection. But even the sturdiest fortress needs soldiers to defend it. If we continue to squabble amongst ourselves, it will eventually fall.
Well, and here I thought he only cared about status. Still, if someone like him really came to lead the Alliance, it would not bode well for Elmira.
It certainly wouldn't. There's a reason for that. So, yeah, as you can see, he pretty much almost has max rank with everyone. With a few exceptions, because he's not had a chance to talk with them, Balthus being one of them. And Anne, which is also an interesting person in that conversation. But that being said, there is that. And yes, that's the thing. Yeah, oddly enough, Yuritsa's someone we can hire. I don't know when that happens, which is weird because he's the Death Knight, so I don't know. It's weird. It's just really weird that that's a thing. But yeah, Mercedes, Constance, Bernadetta, and then both Byleth. So yeah. There we go. On to the rest of the episode, I guess. This is just kind of support conversations that happened in between the last video and this one. See you in a bit.